Nobody knew about these secrets in Apex. You decide which secret is best hidden. Number 17 actually makes a certain heirloom worth it. Sort of.
A fact about Echo, because when Vantage was originally leaked, she looked like this, but also Echo was a tiny scaled down flyer. Yes, these things are tiny. So before Echo was the bat we knew him as, he was actually just a flyer from Kings Canyon.
Dude, that's kind of sick. What?
Times.
I kind of like that.
Dude, that's kind of
cool.
sick. And it's also like, yeah, what if she like had, what if there's like a baby flyer? Like, what if that's how big they were? And it's like kind of like a Khaleesi, like Game of Thrones thing going on. I dig that.
That's a cool little.
I dig that because also the
Easter
bat,
egg.
like, there's no other bat.
Yeah, that's just the bat. And she killed the bat's mom. All right, anyways.
Range, and all of the legends seem intrigued about it.
Oh yeah. Except one person said something.
It must be related to the new Nessie Easter egg that nobody has solved yet.
Do you remember what that door was?
Dude, the door. Oh, God dang it! I forget. Honestly, I don't know if it was really anything interesting.
Remember, but did it?
I think it had to do with like Revenant Reborn or something.
Dude, someone's gonna have to enlighten me in comments.
Yeah, please.
One of the best secrets of Apex, though, is of course to do with a Nessie. And it turns out, if you enter the Phase Runner on Olympus from this direction, you can see it.
What?
No.
No, I doubt you did, because honestly, nobody saw this for years. It turns out there is a Nessie sitting right here.
Oh.
So many people it literally went unnoticed for years. So now you
Dude,
know,
these
you might
devs.
not be able to unsee it.
They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves.
Center of the map that surrounds the primary research center of Olympus, Hammond Labs. And as I walk
This is nice
through these fields,
cinematography.
you may notice that every single
No
piece
HUD.
of this entire
Cinematography.
map is kind of fake. The entire ground is built out of giant panels fitted together to create the image of green fields. All the slopes and hills across this terrain were made too to make it feel more natural. It reminds me a lot of the panel room systems in the Portal games or the dynamic facility we see in the 4th mission in Titanfall 2. But unlike those facilities, Olympus is pretty open about its own facade. You can see the seams between every panel, every blade of grass is perfectly cut, the paths you walk are smooth and clean. It's not really trying to trick you into believing that everything is real. It's more just adding a nice coat of paint over the giant ship you are floating on.
By the way, I really like that guy's presentation.
Yeah,
Like, the
I
way
do
he
really.
narrated that.
Yeah, the way that he just broke that down was really nice because honestly, yeah, he was making me like look at Olympus in a way that I never really like slowed down to think about before.
Yeah.
And I like the callback to Titanfall 2. It is just like that Ash level where it like kind of builds like a modified or like customizable battle arena. That's sick. That's really cool.
This image is your too deep in the Apex Legends iceberg. Because this is actually the
Do you know what this is?
The
every
mirror
single reflection in the lobby. So
that
yes,
you could
this is
only
that weird
reach
room people see in the reflection
in one way. It was a mirror orb.
Go,
Oh.
Is this a new map leak? No, it's a picture of some random church Respawn used to make reflections in the lobby. And the main reason a lot of people know about this is sometimes the lobby glitches and it just straight up shows the picture they're using for reflections in the background. So people are like, yo, is next
that
season
cool?
church themed?
What?
No, I don't think it is, boys.
Okay, that church one,
yeah,
by the way.
Can we back up to that?
So that church one is it. Do you remember a long time ago, Moki or someone discovered that room
There's
inside
a room in the firing range where there is a floating
church
mirror sphere, and if you walk up to it, it's almost like VR. Like you can look into it, and it's like you're in the church. And I think it was only reachable once you climb in the back of the map, and then you hop in Crypto's drone, and yeah, you'd glitch back there. And yeah, so that church, I didn't know it was on Wraith's visor.
It's a, I think it was just like a lighting source, right? It's cool.
Yeah.
It's like the sun, but like in a church. That's really cool.
Weird.
That's awesome.
In the lobby, she actually plays an animation where she writes on her hand. And it turns out, if you can see her hand in game, you can actually see what she's writing. And it was actually math equations, I think. I don't know.
Math equations, I think. What else could it be?
Whenever you heal or use her heirloom.
I never noticed that.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool.
Rampart has a secret gaming console in her
Really?
default skin. Are you confused
What?
yet? Because if you stand above Rampart and look down, you can
What are you
actually
doing?
see in her neck compartment. She has
Why are we
a
looking at it
controller,
from this way?
Which has buttons. And
Whoa!
it's pretty unusual, and it basically makes a game system controller, allowing her to use parts of her armor as an Xbox controller. I guarantee a lot of you didn't know that.
Wow.
Listen, I wouldn't be looking. I'm very respectful.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like
I
looking
would
that
never.
direction. I would never.
Is there like a Game Boy on like Loba's like collar?
Because the legends have winning him down down sites because every single legend has a unique one. But Bangalore has the most interesting one because she is a trained soldier. Whenever you aim down sights and walk with her, she's very specific, darting around, checking every single corner and being extremely professional. But when you get someone unprofessional, walk like Mirage, well, he's certainly not.
I like this one a lot.
Soldier-like as Bangalore. So these animations definitely give the legends a
Bang
bit
like
more of
twitches
personality.
if you're just aiming at the same spot. Like if you were walking forward and not moving your cursor, like she's gonna like she like wiggles a little. I did not.
Maybe.
I noticed the way that like Mirage waddles like a penguin, but I never noticed like that. I just always assumed that it was the character. If they were moving, like that's just someone moving their cursor.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's pretty neat.
Pretty cool ones. But one detail you may not have noticed is that she has bottle caps attached to the shield.
I know about that.
Heirloom. This would
And I know what that means.
But it suddenly made sense when Newcastle came out in season 13, because Newcastle also has bottle caps attached to his default skin. And if you don't know, they are brother and sister-in-law, and this relates to lore where before being deployed to the IMC, their family would have some drinks and keep the bottle caps to remember that day, which clearly they've both done.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, nice little lore tie-in.
Yeah.
We don't get much lore anymore.
Really don't. What happened to that?
Reverend is being tormented by himself.
That's a nightmare fuel. That's a nightmare
that feels
fuel right
like.
there.
Dude, the
Yeah,
way
I've
the
never
way
seen
the
that.
thing like moves around is so like animatronic, like a Chuck E. Cheese, you know? Like you ever be on like, have you ever been on like a really old roller coaster? And like that's what like the pirate says like before you get on. That's like just like how he was moving.
Peacekeeper, there is binary
Oh,
code.
what does that mean?
And if you translate this binary code, it actually translates to kill.
Oh!
Despite being written on the skin, that's based around Pathfinder.
Why'd you have such a
Oh,
big why'd you have such a big
That's
I've never noticed that before. Probably because my
That's
texture
cool.
budget is too low. It did like in the ones and zeros, it just looks like a splotch.
yeah.
It says
that's
kill
weird.
Pathfinder.
What?
Isn't that skin like themed after his base skin? Like it's like the same blue,
Yeah, look,
and I think
it's like
it even
him.
has like a little monitor on it with like his face. I thought, I don't know.
And in the Outer Bounds area, you can actually see this like weird technology in the sky.
What?
And this is actually an artificial atmosphere that has been created around the broken map to make it livable and provide oxygen, which is a nice little nod to the actual lore of the map.
That's really cool. I'd
Yeah.
never noticed that.
For some reason, in the last few years, Respawn have decided that they're going to age up the legends. As in the strange decision in Season 16, Respawn decided to update the wiki of every single legend to add 1 year onto their ages. Which begs the question,
Why?
in like 30 years, are legends actually going to change appearance because they're aging up, or are we just going to ignore that part?
I'm sure they don't do that anymore. That's something like with somebody with too much time on their hands. Probably, I imagine.
That's like a lore reason.
That's like
probably,
a
right?
I don't know.
Like I'm assuming they all changed it because there's some inconsistency with the timeline. I bet you.
Maybe.
Or maybe with. Yeah.
Honestly, you're right. Maybe like they noticed like, oh wait, their age is wrong based on how we added up this other more important event. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
Random animation, where Wraith opens a document based around
I love
her,
this one.
and there's a note saying "my favorite ghost," and this is actually a reference to the fact that Watson actually saw Wraith before the Apex game started in the lore, and Watson thought Wraith was a ghost.
oh,
That's a cute one.
because
I
of
like that
of like her time traveling portal shenanigans. Wow.
There's a new Easter egg, Octane's pet rabbit. Here's what happens if you go there.
Pet
the first
rabbits.
time.
Rabbit.
I know how much Navi
Oh.
meant to you, Silva. Goggles or no, I could always see your heartbreak.
Only person who knew me better than you was that rabbit.
Wait. I've never seen that.
I think I've seen that
Have
before.
you?
Yeah.
that
I
a
never
it
heard the
looks
voice
recent.
line, but yeah, it's like a little burial.
Never heard the voice line. Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that there was a voice line.
turn
I
it-
turned those off.
You turn it off.
If you go there solo with Lifeline and Octane, you get more voice lines that give us a hint about the future story between Eduardo and Revenant.
No lie, Silva. I do want us to be friends again. I miss you. Putting a tracking device in that rabbit's foot wasn't what you deserve, but you'll see. When we finally stop Eduardo, when you see who he really is. I know you'll forgive me.
Navi, my little dude. You've got the coolest grave on Olympus. Shay, you remember her? She wants to talk. And like, away from Pops. If she's trying to get me to betray him, I can't, you know? But She's my hermana, whether she knows it or not. I gotta hear her out.
That's cute.
Little does he know, his dad's a raging psychopath.
Yeah, he died.
Doing evil stuff, I think, yeah.
And actually, I don't even think he was his dad. He was like his grandfather or something.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there some lore thing? Dude, I'm so fogging in details.
The fuse heirloom is the only heirloom that exists where you can actually see your legs. As you can see here, whenever you slide with the fuse heirloom out, you can actually see his legs sticking out, which is really immersive and kind of makes me want to see legs in Apex Legends, like they've recently done with CS2. It'll make the skins more worth it.
Yeah, right.
That's a very valid complaint.
Dude, yeah.
Like, skins and first-person games just...
Not it.
Recently, we discovered how to activate the blue Nessie in the firing range, and it's basically
Dude, this is something that I really didn't keep up with.
Titanfall 1, and then Titanfall 2, and then Apex Legends weapons. I was about to say Titanfall 3. And when the Nessie comes down, it comes down like a Titan, and I didn't really fuck it at the time, but it's a cool little march. Unfortunately, I feel like that's the last Titanfall content we're going to see for a bit.
I didn't follow it either, so I'm glad we saw the follow-up, like the conclusion of that. That's cool.
At one point, we didn't actually know what his face looked like. We only found out what his face looked like with the
Dude,
Apex
look at that
build.
jawline.
Yeah, I remember when that dropped. All the women were like, wait, he's hot.
Season 8. So before that, people actually pieced together parts from his skins that exposed tiny bits of his face to make this. Yep, this is what we saw Octane looks like.
That's pretty valid.
He looks really creepy.
It looks awful. He has no eyebrows.
I mean, he looks a little gaunt, like he looks like a zombie. Maybe if like he's in better lighting, and also I think didn't he have facial hair in the other picture? So like, yeah, with a beard, maybe he cleans up.
And like eyebrows, he looks like Voldemort in here. It's crazy.
Lifeline and Octane all lived on Olympus during its time as a luxury resort. Loba because of but Lifeline and Octane lived there as kids well before it became part of the Apex games. One of the loading screen transitions for Gardens retells a memory of Lifeline baking cookies with her father. Navi in particular actually has some interesting lore, as Octane's beloved pet, Navi, would be there for every crazy stunt Octane pulled off as a kid.
I really like this content. Whoever made this,
it's moreover made it.
It's good.
No matter what the danger. Navi would pass away quietly one night as they slept, but Octane, seeing that death as boring, told everyone that Navi died crashing a rocket into a planet. An explosive send-off for his dear friend.
Wow. Who is it?
Moreover is his name.
Oh,
he makes really good stuff.
Incredible.
You may have looked at this pose and wondered, whose ear is he holding? And it turns out Respawn devs were pretty cheeky, because when intrigued people went into the files, they found out the ear he was holding was actually using the Richter head texture from Titanfall 2. And if you're not aware, Richter was an enemy in Titanfall 2 who would cut ears off of the people he killed. So eventually, what comes around goes around, because when Richter died, I guess Caustic somehow got hold of his ear.
That's a pose?
So sick. That is so sick.
I've never seen that pose.
You should equip it. With you.
I probably have it.
Yeah. Oh,
I've
I'm
literally never
do.
seen that post.
Yeah, he's holding Richter's ear.
Richter. Yeah, dude, Richter.
Yeah, he's a cool one.
Yeah, good one. Cool villain.
She used to have a voice line where she moaned at the start.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, I played with Bottle Cap. I remember.
Because the Apex community can't behave itself, people found out if you spammed this voice line, Ash sounded like she was moaning. And people spam the voice line that much that Respawn literally had to nerf the voice line to remove the moaning section from it. The developers really do not trust us.
Dude, people have said some pretty funny things with some people are so good they'll spam like 4 or 5 voice lines in a row, and it'll like make a new sentence with the first syllable of every voice line. Like people get weird with it.
Yeah, I know of that one. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you want to see more of our React content, click on this link here.